Welcome back. You're still watching Good Morning Namibia. The Namibia Aviation Safety and Security will be having a conference opening a competition set to take place on the 29th of October. It will be taking place under the theme Strengthening Namibia Aviation, a future built on safety and security. This 2.5-day event will feature expert presentations, insightful panel discussions, as well as valuable networking opportunities. Joining us right now to give us all the details on that is the Senior Manager for Safety Promotion and Quality at the Namibia Aviation Authority. That is Mr. George Matroos. Mr. Matroos, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. How are the preparations coming along for the Namibia Aviation Safety and Security Conference?
The stage is set. Everything is going smoothly. We are just ready for the event to kick off next week, Tuesday. And we are expecting a lot of our stakeholders to take part in this event, and we are very much looking forward.
All right.
Yeah.
Kindly just talk to us about some of the coverage opportunities that this conference will basically touch on when it comes to aviation safety as well as its security.
Okay, the first day, which is the Tuesday, we will look at information pertaining to the regulatory aspects. We will also look at the impact of climate change on aviation. That's one of the few issues that we will touch on, and the panel discussion will also look at the opportunities arising from emerging technologies such as AI. So that is one of the aspects that we are going to look at on the first day. The second day, we are going to look at the security aspect of it, how the security of the interlinkage between the security threats and how aviation is responding towards that. Mm-hmm. And the other issue that we also look at is the substance abuse in aviation. And so that's the 2 days where we are going to have presentations and discussions. The third day will be very much exciting. It's going to be on the competition, and we are going to draw the competitions, and we are going to announce the winners, and it's going to be on youth activities. So we will have UNAM presenting on the available study opportunities from UNAM, from the aeronautics department, as well as the bursaries schemes that we have from the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority.
All right. And strengthening Namibia Aviation, a future built on safety and security is the theme. What does it encapsulate?
The theme really captures what we want to achieve. It's worth noting that in the beginning of this year, we were audited by the International Civil Aviation Organization, and we achieved a very resounding 72.3% in our effective implementation, meaning that we are one of the top African performing civil aviation authorities. So we are on par with various international civil aviation authorities, and probably even competing much higher than that. And as it is with any audit, there were some findings that were realized, meaning that we had to work around those issues. And we sort of strengthened our already existing capabilities. So we want to share that, what we have done and how we are moving in the direction of putting Namibia sort of like in higher than where we are already. So that is the theme where we have said, okay, fine, how do we strengthen that? From where we were, how are we going to make it higher and much more expectations for the investors, for everybody that wants to fly into Namibia? Yeah. And that's where the theme comes from.
Amazing. Now, the conference is mostly focused on the youth, but why is that?
the Namibian census gave us a sort of a wake-up call and said 71% of the Namibian demographic is the youth.
Yeah.
Do something about it. And that's exactly where the NCAA came in and says, yes, we do have a call to answer here towards our youth. And that's where we said, okay, let's look at how we can engage the youth. If you look at it, the youth, at the end of the day, is the people that are going to be part of the future. They are going to be part of the users of the industry. They will be the part of the people that will be the experts that will be leading the Civil Aviation Authority. So we said, why not start now already and groom them, give them the opportunities, tell them what is already available, make sure that they have built up the appetite of being in the aviation industry. Yeah. So that is where we are at this moment. We have answered the call and says, come on, let's do something, let's get the youth on board, and that's where we are coming from.
All right. So how does the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority plan to enhance aviation safety and security in the long run after the conference?
Okay. We have projects in place. We are continuously reviewing our regulations and we are looking at how we can continue in strengthening. We have a collaborative approach with the industry and with our stakeholders, both local and internationally. So we are looking at what the needs are of our local stakeholders, and we are customizing our regulations accordingly. And we are also working with our stakeholders locally and telling them this is how we can improve. It does not help us to have all these regulations, but if they are not going to meet these standards, then it does not really help us. So that's why we are working step by step with our stakeholders so that they can be on board of what we are trying to achieve. At the same time, we are transversing internationally to see what is happening internationally to make sure that we meet the standards set by the international organizations such as the International Civil Aviation Organization. So these are the things that we are doing locally, internationally.
All right. Now, can you just give us a background on the two competitions that will be taking place?
Okay, the first one is about the graphics, and that one is quite exciting because we want the youth. We want from the youth perspective, how do they see aviation? What is aviation to you? Yeah. And, you know, I mentioned it when I was here before, that when I got involved in aviation, I did not know much about aviation. Coming from the dusty streets of Karatura, from Malakadrai. In fact, so I did not know much about aviation, and I wished that I had somebody that could really tell me what aviation is all about. So now we want to bridge that gap, and we want to tell people, ask people, especially the youth, give us an indication how you see aviation. What is it that makes aviation tick in the mind of the youth? The second competition is equally very much important. It's about research. It's about telling us how can we improve aviation? And that's for the youth, for the young professionals that are coming in, because the young professionals always have new, exciting, innovative ideas of solutions that we might have been faced with for a long time. So that is where we want to tweak their brains and say, come on, guys, give us an idea on how we can solve these problems. So we are looking forward to those two aspects. So the graphics, in terms of giving us a drawing or a computerized graphic or a small video, and then the research paper.
All right. Now, as we come to the end of our conversation, perhaps just briefly, just talk to us as to what the participants can look forward to. Earlier on, you mentioned that the event, the conference, will be taking place next week, Tuesday, which is the 29th. Just give us a rundown, you know, of the activities that will be taking place, what time it will be starting, and where it will be taking place. Okay,
the conference will be taking place at the Nippam College in campus in Olympia. We will be starting as from 8 o'clock, where we start with the registration on the 29th, and it will continue throughout the day. We are providing lunch, and it's a free conference, so you don't have to pay anything to be part of this conference, and it will last until Thursday, as you have mentioned. And also, we encourage people to come up, and if you are experiencing challenges in terms of the registration, please get in touch with us at the NCAA through spq@ncaa.na, or call myself on 0811 421515, and we will direct you to where you are going to go in terms of the registration. But we are looking forward to having you around for the conference.
All right. Well, Mr. Matroos, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We love all the work you're doing for the community, and all the best next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. George Matroos, who is the Senior Manager for Safety Promotion and Quality at the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority, joining us this morning, talking to us about the Namibia Aviation Conference that will be taking place next week. So go out there, participate in the competition. It is for free. You never know. Aviation might just be for you.